Well guys, it's time to put the new Silverado ZR2 to the first off-road test. I'm here near Palm Springs, California at the Chevrolet event. We're going into the desert. You will see this truck and actually several of these trucks do rock crawling, slow speed off-roading, fast speed off-roading in the desert. And we'll see exactly what it's made out of. So let me tell you about my truck. The ZR2 sits a little bit higher than other Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks for a couple of different reasons. First, the larger tire, and also the wheel offset makes it a tiny bit wider, but it's not a full wide body truck like a Ford Raptor or a Ram TRX. Over 11 inches of ground clearance, almost 10 inches of front suspension travel, which is about 2 inches more than a standard Silverado 4x4. About almost 11 inches of travel in the rear, so they gained a little bit there too. Of course, unique suspension, DSSV spool valve shocks, almost 32 degrees in the front of approach, over 23 degrees of breakover in the middle, and over 23 degrees of departure in the back. And those exhausts, the dual exhausts are tucked under the bumper. They're hidden, so hopefully no damage today.
Thank you to Deal Dash for sponsoring this video. And I use the Deal Dash app, and the cool part about that is you pop right into it and you can immediately bid, which I am gonna bid also on something for myself I'm doing right now. There we go. Here's my problem. Very little money, Mother's Day's coming up, gotta buy a nice gift for my spouse. So I'm using Deal Dash, and what I'm doing is you can bid 1 penny at a time and get stuff for super cheap, which is what I'm trying to do. And it's pretty good stuff. Here's an example. They actually sold an iPad for $33.60. They sold cars for like $1,000. So I'm trying to do that. And the cool part is 1 penny at a time, able to bid, piece of cake. Now, here's the important part. 90-day money-back guarantee on your first bid and always free shipping. And if you go to dealdash.com right now and enter Fastlane, you will get 100 free bids with your first bid pack. So if you're a deal hound like me, go to Deal Dash and you will save a ton of dough.
We're airing down the tires to about 25 PSI. This is what the guys at Chevy would like us to do. But the tire is the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MT. It's a 33-inch tall tire. This truck does have a 147.5-inch wheelbase, and I'm glad these trucks are equipped with these optional rock rails, basically. It's functional, I think it looks good, and I think I'll be using these today. I'm approaching the first obstacle of the day, which is a climb articulation section. Pretty steep and loose, sandy terrain. All right, Jim.
So, first off, you're already in 4-low, so that's
yes.
perfect. You're already in terrain mode, so that'll give you the 1-pedal drive.
Okay. Where's my other option? Off-road mode, I guess.
You can do
normal.
off-road mode, normal. In this case, we're going to do terrain, so it'll give you the 1-pedal drive ability to use just the accelerator pedal to slowly crawl up through.
Okay.
So then we're going to go ahead and put it in D, and then we're also going to go down to L1. So that's going to give you the most aggressive version of 1-pedal drive, so the most braking, and that'll help you really slowly claw through these events. So the one other big item for this, we're going to engage the front and rear locker, so the far right button.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit that.
So what if I don't? I mean, can I try that at first and maybe see how the traction... Is the traction control system still here right now?
Actually, no. So in 4-low, there is no traction control.
So there could be wheel spin.
There could definitely be wheel spin, especially as you're lifting tires off.
Yeah.
Right? That's where the lockers really come in. And help.
Okay. All right, so I am trying terrain mode, 1-pedal driving. Interesting. So the whole thing is about smoothness. And they have these alternating holes, which are spaced about the same as the wheelbase of the truck, which is, like I was saying, is about 147.5 inches long. So this is a pretty long wheelbase vehicle. And what separates it from the rest is really the front locker, as far as the pickup truck world is concerned. The only other pickup truck with a front locker, well, there's, I guess, none of them truly selectable lockers in the full-size segment. In the mid-size segment, there's the Jeep Gladiator. In the heavy-duty segment, there's the Ram Power Wagon. trucks like the Ford Raptor, Ram TRX. The Ford Raptor has a torsion, and the TRX uses brake distribution. As complicated as this climb is, this truck makes it super easy. I'm approaching the descent, and I guess this will also test the one pedal drive. Am I pretty good?
Yep.
Oh, this is interesting. I just let go of the throttle and I stopped going downhill. So the one pedal driving is pretty aggressive. And then it kind of lets me down gently. I need to use a little bit more brake. I'm using some brake right now. I was about, 20 degrees of downslope and about 20 degrees of upslope. This is an opportunity to talk a little bit about the style of this truck. I like it. It looks kind of like a Tonka toy to me. But the double bulges, this unique ZR2 hood on top, it's pretty tall, so it doesn't offer me a lot of vision towards the front, which is why I'm relying a little bit more on the cameras. The Silverado ZR2 uses DSSV spool valve shocks. We first saw that on their Chevy Colorado ZR2. It's basically Formula One technology. It's really quick to adjust for General Motors as they're tuning it, but and it's a good shock, premium shock, but it does hang down a bit, so it's limiting the ground clearance on both sides, and it's not tucked up against the wheel like some other manufacturers do. So you may need to put a little skid plate over it. Finally, there's a little bit more of an open stretch, and I can stretch the legs on the ZR2. So a couple of things about fast running. Ditch crossing like that, if you did not have really good shocks, you would bottom out, you would hit hard, but the ZR2 doesn't care. I'm going over this at speed. It's not live though, so I cannot adjust it on the fly. So it's not like a Raptor or a TRX, where I can kind of tell it, go to Baja mode. But I don't feel like I need to. I feel the ride in this, especially on the rough terrain like this, is really smooth. This is pretty unbelievable. I can go very fast. And right now, look, the road is a little straight, it's kind of washboardy, and I'm rolling at highway speeds. Yeah, these new trucks are really, really capable. See this right here? They call it the flow tie, to flow more air into the radiator to feed this, a 6.2 liter V8, naturally aspirated, no superchargers, no turbochargers, no electric motors, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, a 10-speed automatic, and yes, you can get this powertrain in other Silverados as well. So this powertrain is not unique to the ZR2. I'm about to merge on a highway and I want to do an impromptu 0 to 60 test for you. I have my Draggy device, GPS device hooked up. Let me kind of brake torque it and see how it does. Okay, so I got a chance to launch this truck several times. It sounds amazing, by the way, as you saw, but the best way to launch it is actually traction control disabled, because it changes the whole tune of the vehicle. It lets me brake torque it more, it becomes more aggressive, it's not afraid to spin a tire, and that's when you get that 6.5 second 0 to 60, or even a little bit faster, I think is possible. Now you're probably wondering about the price on the new ZR2. Well, here's how it breaks down. Including destination, the new Silverado ZR2 has a starting MSRP of $69,245. The capability, the chassis, of course the suspension, the big 6.2 liter V8, There are a couple of options. For example, the sunroof is an option. This rocker, slider, steps, a tailgate, multi-flex tailgate is an option. So if you were to fully load it, it comes out to about $73,000. Yes, so it's fairly expensive. So it does cross into the territory of the Raptor. The Raptor starts at about $70,500, and then the TRX starts at about $78 and change. And of course, the TRX and the Raptor can be optioned into the $80,000-$85,000 range, also all the way up to about $100,000 in case of the TRX. This is the MSRP I'm talking about. I think the ZR2 competes more against the trucks like the TRD Pro Tundra, because the Tundra starts at about 68.5. As you have seen in this video, it has high speed performance. It's comfortable on road. It's relatively quick. So it has a lot going for it. Doing a review by yourself is great, but doing it with friends is even better, and I have the king himself.
Hey folks, Andre, I had to come all the way to California to find you, man. What the heck?
Steven from Truck King.
Yeah, we've been having fun out here driving trucks, huh?
Hey dude, it's been a long day, but what do you think about this ZR2?
Well, I think that this ZR2 is a solid off-road truck, and I think the real key here is balance. It's not the all-out Raptor killer, but it absolutely is really good off-road, good on-road, and I'm happy that the price undercuts the other two. Maybe not as low as it could be, but at least it's not Raptor expensive.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of the new breed of off-road trucks, because the TRD Pro Tundra that I talked about as well, maybe is in the same like luxury off-road space. What
Totally.
do you think?
Yeah, I mean the whole new interior there is gorgeous, big touchscreen, big digital gauge cluster. So yeah, I think it's a nice balance. That's the word we kept coming back to. No one area is really crazy, but everything is nicely balanced.
Thanks, dude. We should do more videos together.
Hell yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? My final verdict is this is a good all-around truck. It's comfortable, it's luxurious. It's also very, very off-road capable, but I have a couple of gripes. I don't think it's aggressive enough. I mean, fine. Yes, it can tow 8,900 pounds. It has about 1,400 pounds of payload. Those are good truck numbers. It has off-road capability. But 6.5 seconds 0 to 60, it's nothing to really brag about right now. And also the price is a little bit high. $69,000 starting price. It's pushing into that super truck territory with the competition. So I think if the price was a little bit lower, it would be a complete home run. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you at TFLoffroad.com or TFLtruck.com or TFL-studios.com. Thanks.